Hello and welcome to the Old Uncle Techno.
What?
Got a great show for you today. We got Steve and Keith. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, Darin, for coming by. Yeah, it's great. It's called the New Dad Rock, by the way. Old Techno Uncle.
That's my podcast.
That's right. It's a great podcast. How many episodes you got now? You're up to...
I'm on 0.
We had episode
Working
0.
on episode 0,
Oh,
yeah.
good.
You know, I've been a fan of the New Dad Rock since before episode 1. Yeah.
We had an episode 0.
Because we had an episode 0. Is that why?
That is why.
Yeah. Have you listened to all the episodes?
Oh,
go,
yeah.
sorry.
Like, I think all the way through, even.
That
Yeah. I've been wanting to be a guest on a self-help podcast for a long time. So thanks for having me.
You're welcome. We're happy to have you.
So Darin, for the listeners at home, we've mentioned you throughout the episodes across the ages, as Keith likes to say, but we probably should have a little background of who you are, where you're from, and obviously what kind of music you like.
Okay, what's the question again? No, I play drums. I'm most well known for playing drums on the New Dad Rock theme song. I'm also in a couple of bands. I live in Alameda, California.
That's East Bay for the
What was the other question?
those uninitiated.
Yes, across the bay from San Francisco. And I guess I'm into like electronic music.
What are you listening to now? We'll start with that because the show was started around the premise of I want to hear new music. So what are you listening to these days?
I do listen to a lot of like ambient, but today I listened to one of my favorite bands, Public Memory. They're out of New York, kind of like a what do they call it, witch hop or witch trip hop, witch.
Oh,
witch
yeah.
hat, something like that.
Yeah. Trip Witch? Yeah, totally. I know what you're talking about.
So like Salem, that sort of sound?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Trap. It's Witch Trap.
But which is older than trap?
Witch
That's
trap,
the right
yeah.
answer. Is MBV a group that you listen to lately?
My Bloody Valentine?
It is, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that that album is on streaming services now.
Which album? Are you talking about Loveless? Or are you talking about...
I was the MBV, so the latest one. I actually bought the CD because I was listening to it on YouTube, but YouTube has commercials and all that kind of stuff, and so I actually bought the CD to listen to in my car because it wasn't on any streaming services. And then like a month later, now you can listen to it on Spotify.
See, you're a man after my own heart. I do
That's
appreciate
awesome.
the CD player in my cars. And one of my cars has like a hard drive, so you can like scan a bunch of CDs in there. So you have like a, 60 CD jukebox in your car, basically. But I appreciate the CDs.
No, I was going to ask Steve, did we meet for the first time at a Modest Mouse show
Did we go?
in 2001?
We were at that show, right? September 10th, 2001, right?
September 10th, yes. Yes, with Stratton, right? Yeah.
Probably. Chrissy was
Yeah.
there too. It's also the first show I've ever gone, like, not the first show. The first show was Guar. But it was like one of the only shows I've ever gone, like, right up to the front.
We were all the way on the
So I'll
front
never do
to
that
the
again.
right. So if you're looking at the stage, we were
Yep.
to the
That's
right.
right.
And
They
then
opened-
PJ
Correct.
Harvey. So this was the night before 9/11. PJ Harvey played that same venue, which was the Warfield, right? 1 week after 9/11. So 9/18. And my wife and I, saw PJ Harvey from the exact same spot on the other side of the stage.
No, I was going to talk about the Modest Mouse show, but
a great
yeah.
show. Yeah, go.
So you guys are seeing them. So it's going to be like 20 years later.
We're seeing them in August.
Yeah,
And it's 2021, so not quite 20.
almost 20 years. Do they play any old songs in their current shows? Do you know?
Oh, 100%, dude. Yeah,
They do.
I mean,
I saw them a few years ago at this venue, like the Westbury Music Theater or something in Westbury, Long Island. But it's cool. It's a good venue. But I got like $14 tickets on StubHub the day of the show. Went with my brother-in-law, and we were like up in the balcony. And I think it was doing the Cockroach came on. It was either that or Cowboy Dan came on. And I started like dancing and jumping around up in the balcony, and I was like yelling at people to like move because they're all just sitting in the balcony with like their hand on their chin.
Yeah. They play a lot of old songs there, and I've been cruising like setlists.fm. Like you and I have been trading Depeche Mode setlist for a while now. So I'm on a setlist. So I want to play a quick game here. It's called What Songs Were Played at the September 10th, 2001 Modest Mouse Show at the Warfield. Starting with our guest Darin. What song did they play of 17 on 9/10/01?
Okay. Well, I know they opened with Third Planet.
That's amazing. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. All right. We'll take it to Steve.
I'm going with Talking Shit About a Pretty Sunset.
Ooh.
That was song number 5. Okay. Round 2. Darin.
I'm going to say, I do remember one of my favorite tracks, Teeth Like God's Shoe Shine.
By the way, it's marked, it's annotated with the partial, but they did play it, and I can't believe you have any memories that old. But all right, congratulations. Steve.
Cowboy Dan. Toward the
I
end.
think so.
Not toward the end?
I don't think they played it.
No, I don't see it.
He's a major player in the cowboy scene.
I get it. I don't see it, though. All right.
Okay.
So that's 1X for Steve. All right. Third round, Darin.
I Came as a Rat.
Yes, I think that is a song that Nelson left off of the tape he made of me of this album.
And Third
back in the
Planet,
day.
right?
So
He left that one off too. Or did he?
Okay, so Darin has gotten 3 in a row. Steve has 1 strike. All right, Steve, your turn.
Tiny Cities Made of Ashes.
You tiny city, I think.
Not play that. Oh, yeah, they did. Song number 6. Okay, cool. Well done. All right. See, you guys are already in the 4th round with only 1 strike. So you've gotten 7 of 8 of 17 songs. All right, Darin.
I would have loved if they played Bankrupt on Selling, but I don't think they played that one. But still, I'll guess it.
No, they did not play that one. I would have loved that too. They did play the other song I can play by them. I can look at sheet music and play 2 of their songs. What's the other song I can play by them?
Ooh.
Okay, it's Trailer Trash.
Really?
They're both like
I didn't know
acoustic
that.
songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both. Their acoustic songs are really fun to play if you play guitar. Go find the sheet music online, and it's pretty easy to pick up. It's like 4 chords repeated over and over. All right, you have 1 strike. You know, we're going to play 2 strikes because you guys are doing really good, but this could go long. So, Steve.
I feel like they had to play Trailer Trash. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, they did play Trailer Trash. All right.
Yeah.
That might have been a gimme, but you have 1 strike. Darin has 1 strike. Darin.
Okay.
Round 5.
It's getting tough. Gravity Rides Everything.
What a crazy ass guess. They did not play that. That's 2 strikes. I guess we're going to go all the way. We're close. We're close, boys.
I'm going to go with Paper Thin Walls.
Yeah, so track number 3. Oh, he's come back. Darin, you're on 2 strikes.
Can I phone a friend?
Okay, we're going to let... Yes, his name is Nelson. Nelson, let's see how far you can ride it to your last strike.
I'm going to go with Convenient Parking.
Ooh, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, I don't see it there. All right, very quickly, everyone.
Lounge was my other choice there.
No. You're off. I'm going to go fast. It's 17 songs, 3 in the encore. Third Planet, A Life of Arctic Sounds, Paper Thin Walls, What People Are Made Of, Talking Shit About a Pretty Sunset, Tiny Cities Made of Ashes, Broke, Trailer Trash, The Teeth Like God's Shoe Shine Partial, I Came as a Rat. You said it before, but you didn't say it during the contest. Doing the Cockroach, Wild Packs of Family Dogs, Interstate 8, which I think is the lounge one or adjacent to it, and Never Ending Math Equation ended the first set. The encores were these 3. Night on the Sun, by the way, which is like... Was that like a song that was not on an album, but it was on a single or an EP?
It was on a single, and then, yeah, it was on, wasn't it on like the Interstate 8 like live tracks at the back of it?
A Different City is 16, and the last song is Alone Down There. September 10th, 2001.
We got home late from that show, and my wife is like, I'm tired. I wish we could have a snow day tomorrow.
Yeah, and we sort of did because Darin slept over on my purple couch and on O'Farrell Street, and then all the phones are ringing. In fact, the phones were ringing like at 8 o'clock or whatever our time. Maybe it was earlier.
It was earlier.
Yeah. And like we unplugged the first one. We hung up the first one. We unplugged the phone after that, and then finally I picked up a phone.
I was crashed out on your couch, and your roommate came into the living room, turned on the TV.
Yeah, I remember that day because when we turned it on, we're like, there should be 2 of those. Where's the other one? And we hadn't heard what had happened yet. All right, so that is the Modest Mouse, September 10th, 2001 game show. Congratulations, Darin. I think you lost. But it was a good try.
It was fun. So, okay, what are your thoughts on knowing the band's set list in advance of the show?
Either you've stolen it from them, or they posted it, or do you mean that they play the same set list?
Yeah, maybe checking the shows on the tour and seeing what they're playing, getting a sense of what songs are in rotation.
Your favorite band and Nelson's favorite band do that.
Iron Maiden does that, and they even post song by song on their Twitter account and now on the first night of the tour to tell you what the set list is. Iron Maiden is hugely predictable, and I know Depeche Mode does something like that.
With electronic bands, they have to sort of program everything in advance, or at least be able to have continuity. If they do want to switch out a song, it's usually they have to do something. They have to switch tapes or something because there are backing sounds. So they do kind of stay consistent from night to night for that reason.
Like, what do you think of, like, the attitude behind it? And I see both sides, but, like, Iron Maiden will do their set list. Depeche Mode has a set list, but they will be like, song 4 can be either of these 4. Song 6 and 7, 8 could be any of these 3.
There's a choreography, and there's the backing tracks. Iron Maiden has different sets. They construct different things, and they have blow-up things and background banners and walking eddies that come out on stage and other props. So they have to be very consistent with that. It's almost like a Broadway show or theater in a way. But Iron Maiden has a very small list of songs that they play. They'll play like 25 songs, so you want to know which ones you're going in for. Whereas a band like Ween, who plays almost anything, is fair game. And you can see them 3 nights in a row and they'll play 30 song sets and not repeat a song. So you just know going in, you're going to have awesome songs and there's no way to predict it. And I love going in not knowing what to expect and just having your mind blown by that crazy deep cut that comes in. Like in the example of Ween, they bust out Little Birdie or something like that. For Iron Maiden, I think the rarest song they'll play now is like, I don't know, Children of the Damned or something.
One thing I was thinking about consistency is it makes sense like 20, 40 years ago. Like if you have video going, you have lights going, like it was way harder to coordinate back then. Like you had a pre-trigger, some things were not connected to each other. Nowadays, it seems that it'd be easier to...
Yeah, like Nine Inch Nails on their last tour. I mean, I think they played pretty much every song in their catalog on that tour. And then some nights they played, an entire album. It's kind of cool to see the reaction of the audience because, they start with Mr. Self-Destruct and then it goes into Piggy. But by the third song, people are like, oh my God, they're playing the full album. And they're just, people freaking out when they realize that. And it sounded amazing.
I find it's like one of the bands, like I was super into Head Like a Hole and I like Sin a lot, but like they just got away from me later on. I got into house music.
Do you still have the jacket? The Nine Inch Nails jacket?
I do. I've been carrying it around for years. I should have sold. I was offered $100 for this Nine Inch Nails jackets I won at Siberia in Levittown, Long Island when I was like 17. It was like, underage's club and they play industrial music like Front 242, Headhunter and blah, 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 Nine Inch Nails. I won the jacket. They painted on the back of this black motorcycle, black leather jacket. It was the Pretty Hate Machine logo. And someone's like, I'll give you $100 for it. I'm like, no, I want it. And I put it on and it fit then. It doesn't fit now. But I've carried it around for like 25, 30 years. All right, Darin. So when'd you get into music? Like where are you from and when'd you get into music? How'd you get into music? Like what's your music origin story?
Wow. Yeah, it goes back probably to the Main Street Electrical Parade. You remember that thing at Disneyland? They had like a record of the theme song. It was really electronic sounding. So I played that a lot.
I don't remember the song, but I remember the place.
Yeah, I think like I kind of always knew like I liked electronic music as a kid. Like I remember hearing Gary Newman's Cars, the song, and just like, yeah, and like the string part was just so sad and just it really resonated with me. It wasn't until like Eurythmics, "Sweet Dreams," that song.
It's so funny. As you were leading up to that question, I was thinking Eurythmics in my head.
Yeah. And you remember the video,
Cheers.
right? With the cows
with
and
her
stuff.
red hair.
And I was watching it with my sister, and like in the video, they're playing cellos. And I was like, what is that instrument? Because I want to play that. And my sister's like, oh, that's a cello. So it's like, okay, I'm going to play the cello because I wanted to play the synthesizer. So I found out, that's not a cello was not a synthesizer.
In the video, it was a cello.
Yeah.
But on the recording, it was actually a synthesizer. Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, I had a similar experience around that age, but it was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts' "I Love Rock and Roll," and then I saw Iron Maiden albums at the store, and I was like, I have to have that. So Joan Jett and the Blackhearts' "I Love Rock and Roll." Monster Mash also. I had a tape Monster Mash, and a couple other creepy songs on there. Combined with Iron Maiden album covers. It's a similar experience. So I went down the metal road, you went down the electronic road.
Yeah. And then breakdancing happened in maybe 83.
Parachute pants. How many pairs of parachute pants did you have?
I don't think I had any.
I never got a pair.
Yeah.
I never got any either. I was bummed. I
wanted a pair, but I never got one.
Yeah, exactly. Should we get them all for our promotional poster? That'd be cool. I assume they make them.
The new Dad Rock 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Hey Darin, what's this love affair you had with Barbra Streisand?
Well, yeah, this goes back to the music industry doesn't pay well.
Yentl? It goes back to Yentl?
It goes that far back. No. So my first real job was at a record store, and I blew all my money basically on buying more records and CDs. Then I ended up at Ticketmaster, and their employee discount is you get tickets with no service charge, which is really generous of them.
That's a lot.
I know.
Yeah, totally.
So I was like, I want to work there. So I did. Same kind of thing. I basically signed over my paycheck every week. I'm like, here, take it in exchange for concert tickets. But yeah, so I was working the World Cup. This must have been 94. After the tickets sell out, there's really nothing to do. So everyone's just kind of sitting around, and someone taught me how to build an event for a new concert. And then one Sunday afternoon, I guess Barbra Streisand wanted tickets to go on sale for her show at Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. Only they call it the Golden Circle. It's the real close seats. The seats first row, basically. The management was scrambling around trying to find someone that knew how to build an event. And I was like, well, I kind of know how to do it. I'll give it a shot. I had nothing else to do. So it's basically punching in a bunch of codes into the system and kind of, this, da-da-da-da. And I guess Barbra Streisand, she wanted one of her friends to get tickets that day. So they were going to punch out tickets, print them, and then rush them over to wherever she was to give these physical tickets to a friend of hers. So yeah, I built this event, and I paid attention to the spelling of Streisand, but I kind of blew through Barbra. And so they printed these tickets. They ran them all the way over to her. And Barbara was misspelled because it's Barbra, not Barbara. And
extra A you had in there, huh?
Yeah, she got me fired.
How'd you recover from that? I mean, have you recovered from that?
Well, no, I was pissed, because it's if I had enough time before they escorted me out of the building, I photocopied my hand, giving the middle finger, and made 100 copies and just left them everywhere in the building and was handing them out to people on my way out. Put them on the cars in the parking lot. I got my
I never heard that story from you before, I don't think. Especially about the photocopying of the middle finger, 100 copies across the parking lot. But wow, you've really healed. Darin, I'm so glad to have you on the show because can you help me explain Twitch to Steve? He still doesn't get it, I don't think. Do you watch Twitch or listen to Twitch? I'm not sure if it's a watch or listen.
Yeah, I think we watch pretty much every day, I would say. We at least turn it on for a few minutes to see what's going on. Whether it be a DJ or it be a live electronic musician playing or whatever. But yeah, so it's like a streaming platform with different like channels. Basically, you can just kind of flip through and see if something looks interesting. You can turn it on and
so it's a
watch
live
it.
look-in, similar to maybe what Periscope was going to be.
There's a lot of
talk about Periscope or remember that.
I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, but Twitter Spaces came out, so it's very similar right now.
Well, Twitter bought Periscope, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is also from Justin TV. So Justin TV was one of the early originators of it. I think we're talking mid-2000s, and he is the founder of Twitch. All right, I'm going to change the topic here. So that was Twitch TV. For the old folks, you can go to the internet, type in your browser, Twitch, twitch.tv, and you can find some live stuff going on. It's mostly used for video
What's
gaming.
cool about Twitch, though, is it's got like kind of this live chat aspect too. So you're watching the content, but you're also chatting with other people who are watching the same thing, and you can like tip the person that's performing. You can give them $1, $3, whatever. So they're kind of making money from it. You can subscribe to their channel. I think they get money from that too. So it is interactive.
So it's like the future.
I like that aspect of it.
It's like it is the now. It's for young people. So I guess the future's different for everyone. For old people, the future's different than the future is for young people. Hey, Darin, the New Dad Rock is not making any money. In fact, Steve has mentioned to me that we're actually losing money. I haven't paid any of it, but he says we're losing money. And, we have no royalties for you. So, but, I don't know. How do you want to resolve the intro? And how do you want to resolve the Dead by 32 song?
I want
so
to.
The background here is Darin actually apparently wrote the theme song to the New Dad Rock, which I just stole because it was one of the songs that Keith had on the SoundCloud account that I could actually download. So I was like, oh, this little riff is cool. So let's make that the theme song. And unbeknownst to me, Darin actually is a performer and perhaps contributed to the writing of the song.
Yeah, it's all co-written. This can be the legal representation of that moment. We're like the Beatles, man.
Yeah.
We're like Lennon McCartney.
I'm willing to accept the very first New Dad Rock NFT. If you can come up with that, I will take that in lieu of royalties.
Wow.
That's amazing. Thank you for coming to the New Dad Rock.
Two dads navigating the cosmos.
The ages. No, it's the ages. Yeah, because
I thought it was the seas of cheese.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, Darin, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. I think we've had several breakthroughs today, and I want to remind everyone to protect your hearing.
I love you guys. It was a great night.
Thanks so much for having me on.
We're your new. Yeah, you're the New Dad Rock. I'm the New Dad Rock. We're the New.
No,
Dad
you
Rock.
are. We are. Yeah, it's
New Dad Rock. Woo. New
ages together.